Alright folks, it's your boy King Red Diamonds and I'm back again for another Nioh 2 video. As you can see, we are in Depths of the Underworld, floor 11. I'm showing off my Dragon Ninja build. I'll just go through it real quick for you guys to see before we start. But this build took a little while to put together. I had to try to go into the depths to farm one of the graces that I wanted. Spoiler, it is Oyama Sumi's grace. So I'm going to show you guys how it does. Honestly, I feel like this build is really good in my opinion, especially if you are if you like to, you know, play with the sword or the fists and stuff, especially, or if you want to just be a dragon ninja. For anybody who doesn't know, I am a huge Ninja Gaiden fan. Ryu Hayabusa is the GOAT. Like, he's the greatest. So being able to use the Dragon Ninja build and call myself a Dragon Ninja is awesome, honestly. But yeah, I really did have fun with the build. As you can see, I'm taking on those Obsidian Samurai, and honestly, the build is doing work. It wasn't tough to put it together, but it was in terms of the drop rate. I didn't get the exact piece of gear I wanted, so I went with what I had. I tried to get a Trident Vajra helm, but it didn't work out that way, so I ended up having to go with whatever the helmet I have on now. And it doesn't have really bad rolls, but the Trident Vajra helmet, in my opinion, would be better for overall damage. The build is not tanky, but it does have high defense. The toughness is in B toughness, but its defense is almost 10,000. So like I said, high defense, but not tanky. It does have a lot of life because of Oyama Sumi. Oyama Sumi gives this build a lot of life, so longevity is pretty okay. As long as you're good at dodging and getting out of the way of stuff, you'll be fine with this build for sure. Again, before anybody says anything, no, this build is not maxed out. None of my builds on my channel are, unless I explicitly state that they are. This build is just to be a reference and to show anybody who might want to make a Dragon Ninja build what you may be able to run. It was a requested video, so for the person who wanted to see a Dragon Ninja build, this is my take on it. This is what I would use. These are the sets I would run. This is the stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. Before we go any further, I ask you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support and everything. I appreciate the feedback from the community. We're almost at 500 subscribers. We're almost halfway to my goal. The goal is 1,000 subs. So the moment we hit that, I'm gonna have something special for you guys. Might even do a surprise live stream just to, you know, give thanks to the subs. We maybe I'll run some co-op missions and stuff, and maybe we can just run missions and stuff together on live, just to have fun that day. Especially since you guys helped me so much and help me get to this point. But as I'm finishing up Shibata, we'll go into the next stage. But yeah, as you can see, the build is really good. This is floor 11 of the depths. It's not even completely maxed out. It's not even done, and I just went through 2 bosses. I feel like if you max out this build and you're really good at dodging, you'll be fine. Like you'll do great. This will be a great build for you. And I think honestly this build would be better suited for skill-based players, like players who don't focus strictly on damage but focus more on the combat. This build will probably be for you for sure. I think you'll have a really good time using it. But there are certain situations in which, like I said, you'll run into enemies who hit you really hard, so you have to be super careful as to how aggressive you are. Also, you have to be careful as basically you have to be sure how careful you are, because you don't want to not be aggressive whenever fighting with this build. If you're not at least a bit aggressive when you're fighting with this build, an enemy will catch you off guard and take you out for sure. But yeah, I feel like it came out pretty well, in my opinion. It's not my favorite build, but it is up there on in terms of how much damage it can do, or if you put the time into, you know, making it your own build. But right now I'm doing a scroll of the damned. I think I showed in the beginning, just to let you guys know it was a scroll of the damned. think I fight Kasha in this one. Yeah, Kasha's a purple Kasha, so she's gonna be pretty damn tough. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. I'm probably just gonna let it play out now, and then I'll see you in the second half for the explanation of the build. See you later, guys. Alright guys, welcome to the second half of the video, and now I'm going to explain everything to you and how I put the build together. So, I am using the Dragon Ninja Plus set, 7 pieces. As you can see, it comes with life, increased attack on ninjutsu hit, melee damage plus 8%, extended dodge and vulnerability, unlimited shuriken, true dragon sword, and empowered ninjutsu B+. Unlimited shuriken basically allows me to equip a minimum amount of shuriken and not use them. Instead of using the shuriken's item, I use ki instead, but they do the minimum amount of damage, so they pretty much do no damage at all, but they allow me to proc the increased attack on ninjutsu hit, so it works out in your favor regardless. And then if you do not know, true dragon sword gives me faster ki recovery speed, and also it increases my melee damage whenever I have the dragon sword or the falcon's claws equipped. If I'm running either one of these weapons or both of these weapons, which I have to since I'm running the dragon ninja set, true dragon sword is active and I get the ki recovery speed increase and the melee damage increase. Empowered ninjutsu, if you don't know, I have a ninja build on my channel. I used empowered ninjutsu in that build. Empowered ninjutsu allows me to use a ninja item, whether it be a shuriken, a quick change scroll, or maybe one of the feathers. As long as I use a ninja item, empowered ninjutsu is active, and it gives me a damage bonus. It gives me a damage boost, basically a melee damage increase as well. So I have increased attack on ninjutsu hit, as well as empowered ninjutsu, which gives me a further damage boost, and then true dragon sword, which gives me even more damage. So this build is pretty much made to output a good amount of damage, but it also makes you very vulnerable to attack because it's light armor. So you have to be careful and you have to be aware of, taking hits. So if you're very good at dodging and getting out of the way or blocking on time, this will be a very good build for you. But on empowered ninjutsu, again, if I use a ninja item, I get increased melee attack, and it also gives me a chance to gain that item back by dealing melee damage to the enemy. So if I deal a certain amount of damage to the enemy, I will regain the ninja item that I used, allowing me to use it again, just to basically refresh it. It's pretty much like an untouched ninjutsu, but with a cost. So it's really good in my opinion. I like it. Just like empowered Omi or magic, both of those are really good skills that the game added. That's what I'm taking advantage of. And then the second set I am using is the Grace of a Yamasumi, which is an underworld set. You can only find this in Depths of the Underworld, floor 6 and above. You cannot find it anywhere lower than that. So you have to go floor 6 and above in order to find this set. On my ranged weapon, of course, damage bonus agility. I can't roll damage bonus agility on this weapon because it already has bullseye bonus. Those two conflict with each other, so I cannot run that. If I do find another piece of gear that has Oyamasumi's Grace, then I will change it to that and put damage bonus agility on it. As for my pieces of gear, all Dragon Ninja except for the helmet. The helmet, I was originally going for Trident Vajra helmet, but unfortunately it didn't drop for me, and I didn't get any Grace inheritances for Yamasumi, so I just went with this helmet because it's pretty good. It has pretty good rolls on it. But in the future, if I do find a Trident Vajra helmet, I will for sure run that because that gives you another damage boost increase on purification. So all that will add up to a lot of extra damage to this build. But on the pieces of gear, it doesn't matter what you get. Just try to find pieces of gear with like pretty good rolls on it that help with your play style and what you're going for. As for our accessories, divination board and fan. I do not need a Yasakani because the divination board came with a star effect set bonus requirements reduced -1. It also came with star effect sloth on ninjutsu hit, so that activates a fourth buff, if you will. Activates a fourth buff from the Dragon Ninja set. So if I have it says sloth on ninjutsu hit, I will get sloth on the enemy. I will also get increased attack. I will also get I also have True Dragon Sword active, and then I also get empowered ninjutsu. So that pretty much works really well with this build. Sloth on ninjutsu hit is really good to have. So yeah, it pretty much helps out with the build even more so than it already was good. It also comes with star effect, faster key recovery, and unwrit absorption. My fan comes with melee versus purified, melee versus zero key, and auto life recovery and unwrit absorption. As you can see, I have purified accumulation rolled on both pieces of gear because I am running a purification talisman, which I'll get to. My scroll is ultimate courage, ultimate magic, and ultimate skill. The sentience charge and key recovery speed are just bonuses. They don't really matter right now. I'm only here for the ultimate stats, and these 3 ultimate stats work really well with this build. Ultimate courage, of course, gives you less key recovery, less key consumption when attacking. Ultimate magic allows you to use both mystic arts for magic, which basically helps it last longer and be more powerful. And then ultimate skill basically increases your invulnerability period when you dodge. So it also allows you to gain the special effects on perfect key pulses. So if you don't know, if we go to here, all right. So if you don't know, whenever you perform a perfect key pulse, you gain these stats, right? So the Purify Yokai Realm stats. So in high stance, if you perform a perfect key pulse, you get an increased attack on your next attack. If you that's in high stance. If you're in mid stance and you do a perfect key pulse, you get increased defense, meaning that if you take a hit after you perform a perfect key pulse, you don't lose any key for that one hit that you take. And then for low stance, if you perform a perfect key pulse, you basically you get increased key recovery speed, but you also don't use key when you dodge. So it's very good. Basically, that's what ultimate skill does. It allows you to not have to do a perfect key pulse. You can just do a regular super quick key pulse, and you'll gain the abilities to do that depending on which stance you're in. Down on our items, in terms of our magic, I am running steel for defense, rejuvenation for life regen, barrier for key recovery speed, and instant yokai pool purification. Arch yokai to give me more anima, Purification Talisman, because I have Purified Melee versus Purified Enemy is also Purified Accumulation on both of these. I am running Lightning Familiar as well to get confusion up on the enemy, as well as slow them down, especially if I don't have the Sloth and Ninjutsu activated. So Lightning will help as a second Sloth. And then for our Ninjutsu items, I have Flame Dragon Scroll, Umbral Bullet Scroll, and Exorcist Blade. These you can farm from Ryu Hayabusa along with this set right here, along with the Dragon Ninja set. So if you want to get either one of these three, you go fight Ryu Hayabusa in the Darkness in the Capital DLC, and he will drop these when you fight him. They're not guaranteed, of course, like everything else in this game. Everything's RNG, so you just gotta fight him until you get these to drop if you want to use them. As for our other pieces of ninjutsu, I have, of course, the minimum amount of shuriken, because I don't run out, so I don't need that much. I just need the minimum amount, and I think you have to have 3. That's the minimum amount they give you. And then quick change, of course, because it gives me a second life, and it's probably one of the most important items in the game. As for our guardian spirit, Yumihame, there are 2 different guardian spirits that you can run. The one I'm running right now obviously is Yumihame, and the second one is Nekomata. Nekomata is the ninja guardian spirit. It comes with anima bonus on ninjutsu hit, as well as throwing weapon damage. So if you want to use like kunai or the pinwheel shuriken or flame shuriken or poison shuriken and stuff like that, then you can use that with this guardian spirit. Neither guardian spirit has the advantage over the other. They're both very good. They both have their own advantages. So like I said, you can use either one of these. I went with Yumihame because it works with my playstyle. As for our soul cores, Magatsu Warrior to generate Emrita for me, Ippon to stun lock, and Aberrant Soldier to pretty much center me and give me lock back on the targets to continue pressuring them. As for our skills, I have every skill in the swords tree except for the crit build ones. Like, these are pretty much for like crit builds and stuff. I don't have these at all. So if you want to know what skills I have every single one unlocked except for the things that have crit builds, and I also don't have Water Shadow because I like Haze better. Haze too, of course, because it's faster. But other than that, yeah, I have all these active except the crit ones, as well as Fist as well. Fist is the same. Everything's active except for the crit stuff, and I don't have takedown opportunities better in my opinion, but I don't have none of the crit stuff. In terms of the skills that I have equipped, you can use whatever you want. This is actually the one build where it does not matter what you use. You're using what you are comfortable with. If you're comfortable with a certain skill, use that skill. No skill is better than any other skill in the game, so it does not matter what you use. Just use whatever you feel like you want. It doesn't matter. We go to our stats. Now, if you watch my last video, I explained in that video that I have figured out pretty much. I've been looking up stuff and I've been researching and making sure that I've been getting the most out of the stats that I use. So I found out that after a certain amount, most stats pretty much give you minimal return on whatever stat that is they give you. For example, Constitution, after around 99 Constitution, that's when the life you gain from having more Constitution pretty much goes down. I think after 10 Constitution goes up by 25 pretty much all the way up until 99. After 99, it drops from 25 down to I forget what number, but it's lower than 25, and it just keeps going lower and lower and lower and lower. So basically, the more Constitution you have, the minimum return you're getting from life. But since I'm running Oyama Sumi's Grace, I gain about 30% extra life. So that allows me to put my Constitution up to where it is right now at 160, and that gave me that extra life, almost at 8900 life. As for heart, my weapon no longer scales with heart, so I don't need it. Heart actually after 15 gives you a lot less ki than if you were to try to like max out your heart. Like all the way up to 99 heart, it's not really useful unless you're using the sword. So if you want more ki, heart you should just probably try to roll ki on your gear instead of just dumping points into heart. Because like I said, if you're not using a sword or a weapon that scales with heart, there's no point in putting it past 15. I'd even give you up to 20, but after that it's no point because you're getting minimal return on gaining ki. So that's why my heart is at 15. Courage at 200 because that's my weapon scales with, plus I needed 150 courage to work with ultimate courage. Stamina is at 22 to put me in a agility. Strength is at 15 to help put me in a agility as well. If you don't know, strength also helps with ki pulsing. But if you want to get more back for ki pulsing, strength, the max it goes to is around 50. I think after 50 strength, it no longer gives you anything on ki pulsing. So if you want to have more ki back when you ki pulse, you can take it up to 50 strength, but it's not really necessary. So I kept it at 15 just to, you know, have a nice rounded out number. Skills at 200 because my weapon skills with skill as well. Also, I'm using ultimate skill and I need at least 150 skills, so just bump that up to 200 for extra damage. Dexterity is at 30 just to hit the capacity, and magic is at 150 because of ultimate magic. Again, I'm in A agility because I'm in light gear, B toughness, so I'm not tanky, but I do have a high amount of defense. I'm almost at 10,000 defense. If I was to min max out this gear, remodel it, get it to level 200 plus 120, it would probably push me over 10,000 defense, but it wouldn't push me over a toughness, so it's okay. I still have a high amount of defense, so I'll be able to take a hit to a certain extent. This build is A agility, so I'm really fast, so I should be able to dodge in and out of people and everything very, very efficiently. But that is it for the stats. As for the special effects, it doesn't really matter with these. I just tried to roll whatever I could on them. The Dragon Ninja set does a pretty good job of allowing you to you know, get those damage buffs. So as long as you're running good star effects on your gear, you'll be fine. So if we go over to our hidden tea house, the clan I'm running, as always, is the Meta clan. Meta clan gives you that huge 100% defensive, reduced defense on grapple, which allows me to do big damage on my grapples. So Meta clan is the clan that I run with pretty much all of my builds. But I think that's actually it for the build. Again, I appreciate everybody showing support. Almost to 500 subs. It means the world to me. Once I hit 1,000, hopefully, you know, again, I'll probably do like a live stream or something so we can all play together and everything. But again, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you all so much again for the support, and I will see you guys in the next one. King Red Diamonds out.